guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Hi, my name is Rosie, and thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to spend a few moments with me as we work on today's project. So today we are going to be making this adorable, so sweet little gnome girl. Isn't she just so adorable? So we're going to go ahead and we are going to make her. Are you ready? I know I'm ready. Let's get creative. So for the body, we're going to need one white ankle sock or any color that you want. We're also going to need some clear rubber bands that we can get from the dollar store. And also some of these gems. We just need a few handful per gnome, so that'll work perfectly, and that's from the dollar store as well. Need some scissors, and we're going to need some fluff for the body just to kind of give her her form. Now, I had a pillow that was on its way out, so I just went ahead and pulled the filling from it before I tossed it out. Okay, so let's start on making the body. So we're going to grab a few handfuls of our gems and we're just going to place it at the bottom of the sock. So this is going to be able to give our gnome girl some stability and make her stand up all pretty and proud. So we'll go ahead, we'll do that. We'll put those gems aside and now we'll bring in some fluff. And I've got quite a bit here. And we're just going to keep filling the sock until we hit the heel of the sock. So we'll just keep filling and filling, making sure that it's kind of even and no awkward bumps. And just keep filling until we hit that heel. Okay, just a little bit more. We're just going to keep filling. It's better to have a lot than not enough. So I think I'm going to grab just a tiny bit more. And then that'll be it for the body of it. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to tie off the top. So I'm just using that clear rubber band and I'm going to wrap it around as many times as I can to make sure that it's really tied tight at the top. Kind of give our girl some form. And we'll cut off the excess. Now don't throw away the excess because we're going to use that for the arms. Okay, so now let's go ahead and let's make the hair. So I'm bringing in a mop that I got from the dollar store and I'm going to pick out 6 strands and cut it pretty close to the edge. So now what we need to do is we need to grab one of our clear rubber bands and we are going to tie the top all together. So let's get them all lined up. And then using our clear rubber band, we're going to wrap it around several times to make sure that it's nice and tied tight. Then we're going to grab another rubber band. And we are going to place this one in the middle. So essentially what we're doing is we want a set. Two pieces of hair, one for either side. So once we do that, we're going to cut pretty close to where the second rubber band is and cut it. Okay, now if you unravel each of the strands, it kind of gives the girl hair some, like a wavy look. So let's go ahead and do that to all of the strands. All right, so now we're going to work on putting together her hat and nose. So I've gone ahead and bring that in. Make sure if your sock has any writing, it's towards the back. And I'm just bringing in a fluffy sock that I got from the dollar store. Now, all I needed to do to make the pom-pom was add some fluff at the end and place a rubber band around it, and that gave it the pom-pom. So now I'm just adding a little bit of fluff inside the hat just to give the hat just a little bit of form rather than it just kind of flopping off to the side. So we'll do that. Now I did lose the footage of how I made the nose, but all it is a ping pong ball, a white ping pong ball, and then I got a pair of knee-highs, nylons from the dollar store, and I just wrapped it in. I wrapped the ping pong ball in the nylon and then cinched it closed with one of those rubber bands. All right, so the hat is on. There's our nose. And I'm just going to kind of put it right on underneath. My heat gun has already been heating up, so it's good and ready. Now I'm just going to add some glue and tuck the nose right underneath the sock, the hat. All right, we'll add some. We're always going to be adding glue to both the top and the bottom. Once I feel pretty comfortable, I'll go ahead and add more glue and just kind of tuck the hair very close to the nose underneath the hat. And we'll press that down for a few seconds. And then we're going to repeat that process on the other side. So look at her now. Okay, we're going to add some glue and tuck that one in and add some more glue at the top and hold it down for a little bit just to kind of make sure that it's adhering well. Okay, isn't she starting to look good? Look at that hair. She's looking adorable. Now let's bring it back in, the excess sock piece that we had, and we're going to cut it in half. So that's what we have. And don't worry about that it looks so short. It'll work out in the end. Okay, so now I'm just going to roll it lengthwise and adding some glue just to kind of make it keep its shape. And we're just going to keep rolling. Make sure that if there are any open places like in the corners, go ahead, let's add a little bit of glue. Make sure it's all shut. So we'll repeat that process for the other arm. Just make sure everything is closed up. Now let's repeat that process. This is such a fun craft. I loved making her. Okay. And think about all the different sizes that you can make as well, depending on the sock size. Wouldn't that be cute? Make a whole family of them. Okay, so now both our arms are made. And just making sure that everything is closed up. Trying to remove all those strands of glue on my hands. Okay, there they are. And all we want to do is just tuck it right up underneath the hat, close to the hair. So that's what we're going to do on both sides. All right, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add our two arms to our little girl here. So we're just going to tuck it right up underneath the hat, close to the hair, with the seam of the sock to the back so we don't see it. So we'll just go ahead, add as much glue as we can to make sure that it's going to stay put and it's not going to come undone. Once we feel good, we'll work on the other side. Adding as much glue as we need, tucking it up in there. One more. And okay, look at that. Now let's go ahead and cut a couple of squares out of this felt. I picked up pink. I thought that would coordinate well, so I've cut out 2 squares, and I'm simply going to wrap it around her arm and tie it tight with one of those clear rubber bands. So here I am, just adhering to her hand or her arm. Just kind of wrap it around. And then using our rubber band, we're just going to make sure that it's on there nice and tight. Just keep wrapping until you can't wrap anymore. So there is her one hand. How adorable. All right, let's do the same thing to the other arm. So grabbing our rubber band, and let's go ahead and start wrapping her other arm. Okay. And keep wrapping. Oh, didn't want to stay on there, that's for sure. All right, once I finish getting it untangled, let's try that again, shall we? Okay, so let's wrap it back up. Second time's the charm, right? Okay, now wrap it. Okay, and there you have it. Now our little girl has mittens on. Now you can certainly trim the mittens if you want. I liked it like that, so I'm going to leave it. Okay, now I'm bringing in some baker's twine, and I'm simply going to wrap it around her wrists and tie it off with a bow on each wrist. So I thought it'd give her a little bit of personality, and I am double knotting before I do the bow just to make sure that it's going to stay on. So I'll do that to both sides. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and grab one of those rubber bands, and I'm just going to fix her hair. So I'm going to give her pigtails. So I'm just going to place one in the middle of each of her strands of hair. So let's go ahead and do the other side. Okay, that looks good. Now let's give her a hair trim. Let's even out her hair. Make sure that she's all pretty. Let's use some of that baker's twine to place on her pigtails. Look at how cute she's looking. Okay. And let's do the exact same thing to the other side. Get you a little bit closer here so you can see. Okay, let's use a couple of double knots. All right, let's make a bow. Okay. And let's trim off the excess. Okay, now I have this other ribbon that I found in there, and I want to give her something around the waist, so I'm just going to place it right over where the sock says Hanes. So I'm just going to wrap it around, kind of like she has a little waistband. And just keep wrapping and applying glue every so often to make sure that you don't need to place it all around. I just did, at some key points. That's it. Okay, so now we're done with her waist. I'm just making sure that the edges are nice and glued. Let's fix her up. Okay, now I bought these little chalkboard hearts from the dollar store, and I'm going to use it as feet. So now I'm just kind of going through all of my decorations that I have for Valentine's so I can see what I have and how I want to decorate her. So much stuff. I love it. Okay, now I'm just kind of looking through some of my Valentine's Day things to see what do I want to use and where. This is the fun part. I love doing this. Just kind of taking a look at your stash and seeing how you can embellish her and make her look all that prettier. Okay, I think I've got a feeling for how I want her to look. Okay, so I have an idea. I have this trim from Michael's that I bought a long time ago, and I think I'm just going to place it right around her hat just to give it a little bit more personality. So I'm going to go ahead and use my glue gun, and I'm going to attach it to her hat. I love this rickrack. It's so pretty. Okay, and I'm just using glue, hot glue, every once in a while. I'm not doing it on all of the ribbon. Okay. A little bit more. It's really starting to look good. I love that silicone finger protector. I got that at the dollar store, and I always use it when I'm doing something with hot glue. I burnt myself so many times. Once I actually had to go to the hospital. It was that bad. Okay, let's add a little bit of glue at the end just to make sure that it stays down. Okay, so there's her hat. Oh, she's looking adorable. Now here, I bought this at the dollar store. It was a heart ring. I just took off the back, and I'm going to use some hot glue and attach it to her hat. Okay. And now I'm going to grab one of those chalkboard hearts, and that's going to look like her feet. I'm just going to apply a lot of glue and place that at the bottom so that it kind of looks like feet. It's also going to give her stability. Okay, now I am going to place these little hearts that I got from the dollar store, and I'm just going to place them down. I was going to use buttons, but I thought these were just so much cuter. So just going to add 3 along her shirt, and there you have it. Oh, so adorable. I get so excited. Okay, so now I'm going to make a little chalkboard sign. I had these chalkboard signs in my stash, so I'm just picking out a embellishment. It happens to be this puffy 3D word that says love. And now I'm just going to place a couple of gems on 2 corners. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, that looks cute. And now I'm just going to tuck it in. So I'm going to add some glue on the bottom. And there you have it. And there you have her. I've added some more embellishments. I added the little ribbon to match her waist on her hat. And I placed a gem in between each heart on her shirt and a couple of gems on her hat, but that's really it. So what do you think of her? Isn't she just so stinking cute? I'm absolutely in love with her. All right, guys, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to spend it with me as we worked on today's project. If you like this video, please hit that like button. And if you want to see other videos like this and so many others, please consider subscribing to my channel. I am a new channel, so all subscribers are welcome. In the meantime, Oh, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. Until next time, keep it creative.